Have you ever pondered on the ripple effects a war can have, not just on the countries directly involved, but on the global stage? The recent Russia-Ukraine war provides a stark illustration of this. The war began with Russia's military buildup on the Ukrainian border, sparking fears of an outbreak. Investors worldwide, sensing the impending danger, began reducing their exposure to Russia and Ukraine. Despite a phone call between US President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin, which provided some relief, the tension remained palpable. Interestingly, not all assets were pricing in a full-blown war. While some investors reduced risk, others remained exposed to Russian and Ukrainian bonds. Ukraine, with its smaller economy, weaker reserves, and larger debt, stood more vulnerable. The war, coupled with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, threatened to derail Ukraine's economic recovery. Russia, on the other hand, faced the risk of international sanctions, which could impact major businesses and sovereign debt. The share of Russian treasury bonds held by foreign investors fell to a 5-year low, indicating the level of apprehension in the global market. The war also had implications for the geopolitics of the Middle East. Israel, which had maintained strict neutrality in the conflict, began to reconsider its stance. Israeli leaders, who had previously touted their close relationship with Putin, started to distance themselves. The reasons for this shift ranged from Russia diluting its forces in Syria to the opportunity for Israel to test its defense systems against Iranian weapons in Ukraine. The war also had far-reaching implications on the energy sector. Natural gas prices in Europe and the United States dropped significantly, reaching levels last seen before the invasion. Europe reduced its reliance on Russian gas by increasing imports from Norway and purchasing liquefied natural gas from the US and Qatar. However, the high prices of European gas and the time lag for consumers to see a reduction in their bills highlight the long-term effects of the conflict. In summary, the Russia-Ukraine war had widespread ramifications, impacting global economies and geopolitics. It led to a shift in investment trends, a re-evaluation of diplomatic ties, and a reshaping of the energy sector. It serves as a sobering reminder of how interconnected our world is and how a conflict in one region can send shockwaves across the globe.